안녕하세요. Welcome to Korean with Katie. Hello everyone. I'm Katie and this is the first ever video of Korean with Katie. So here we are going to study with the most basic thing in Korean, that is Hangul, that is the Korean alphabets. I'm going to make you feel very easy with the alphabets. I'm going to clear your each and every doubt related to the alphabets in different videos because sometimes the alphabets in Korean do not match the same sounds as in the English. So I'm going to explain you each and everything nicely, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to make this easy, very easy. So we are going to learn Korean language very easily. This is lesson 1 of Korean, that is Hangul, and we are going to study all the 40 alphabets through English. So before we start, we should know a few things, some important things you need to learn. So the first thing you need to know that the Korean alphabets are known as Hangul. It can be written like this, it can be written like Hanguel or Euel. Okay, but the pronunciation is Hangul. This is the romanization. This is known as romanization. Okay, this is romanization, and you do not have to go on the romanization because if you follow the romanization, then you will pronounce the 70% words wrong. So it's better not to look on the English romanization or the English translations. Follow the pronunciation. If you follow my lessons, you will be able to read the Korean very soon and easily. So you don't need to look at the romanization and get confused. Okay? So King Sejong. I think the surname of King Sejong was Kim, but if it is not, then I'm sorry. But just King Sejong was the person who created Hangul, and why he created. And once again, that this is a wrong line. I'm sorry for this. This is a wrong line. So just focus over here. So King Sejong created Hangul because in his time when he was ruling the world in the 1443, I think. So at the time, the people used to speak Chinese in Korea and South Korea. Or yes, so uh, people that we know that Chinese is very complex. It has very complex letter side. So only very rich and high class people could learn Chinese with good teachers and books. But majority population was poor, so that is why King Sejong created the easiest alphabet in the world. Okay, I'm talking about the easiest alphabet. Korean is not actually so easy. It is one of the most difficult languages in the world, but I'm going to make that also really easy for you. Okay, so this is the principle through which the vowels were created. And you really don't need to look at the principle or get confused with the principle. This is just a general thing to know that this was the principle from which he created the vowels with these shapes or lines. Okay, and yes, now let's move on. So in Hangul, there are 10 basic vowels, 11 combined vowels, 14 basic consonants, and 5 combined consonants. Combined consonants or double consonants or 10 consonants, these three names are fine, like they all are correct. Okay, so let's move to the basic vowel pronunciations. Okay, so whatever here written, they are basically the pronunciations, not the romanization. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the romanization of each letter also, and you don't have to go through the romanization. If you read the romanization, that it's fine, but that is sure that you're going to read the word wrong. So romanization is, you don't have to go for the romanization. Avoid romanization and try to read the Korean syllables. Okay, in the lesson number 2, you will be able to read Korean. So this is a, this is ya, This is O. This symbol, this is the symbol which recognize, like, it indicates the sound of O. Okay, it indicates the sound of O. And this is Yo, Yo. And this is O, O. Moving on, this is Yo, this is U, and this is U, this is I, I. And why have I written that it does not have a phonetic value? Because it is used with the consonants, and when it is used with the consonants, there's no much change in the sound. Because if a consonant is G, if we have a consonant G, then if we put this sound, vowel, with the consonant, then it will be G. So there's no change, it's almost same. So that is why we write no phonetic sound or no phonetic value, because the consonants are itself having some sound of this. Okay, some sound, they're carrying some sound of this with them. So that's why it does not have a much sound. It's just the consonant, and if you put the consonant, there will be no much change in the sound. Okay, so, and this, yes, this last one is E. And yes, you don't have to pronounce this this is not this is I, I. Just try closing your teeth and with a flat mouth, with a smile, and say I, I. You will be able to pronounce it. Okay, so this is aya, or yo, huyu, I, I. If you hear some people saying its name, okay, not the pronunciation, it's name as ear, so don't get confused, okay? It's because in romanization it is ear. It is romanization, it is written as ear, but the sound is u, u, okay? And or you can find it written as u, u. The nice example if I give you is Hangul, that the word we studied the first. This was the first ever vocabulary we studied in the Korean with Katie. Was the first Korean vocabulary, Hangul, which means Korean alphabet. So here we have, here, see, you can see here. Let me change the color and show you. Here we have this vowel So it is Hangul, Hangul. Okay, if you remove this, then it will be Hangul, and we do not want that sound. We have put this. So it has a use, it has an important use also, and you will understand this later. But what just you need to focus is on the correct pronunciations. So this is, let me repeat all, and yeah, the romanization of this is simply A, and this is by A. This is written as, okay, this one is different because this is in the romanization. You can find this written as U, or maybe EO. If I give you, let me give you example of both of them. So they can, if you found, like, see, so the word Taeyong means sun in Korean. This means sun in Korean, and if you write this in Korean, this will be, if you read the romanization, that you will read this as Taeyang, but it is not Taeyang, it is Taeyang, Taeyong. Sorry, Taeyong. It is Yong, Taeyong. Okay, so this is Taeyong. And here it is you, a nice example, the capital and the largest city of South Korea, that is, mm, So ul. I think I'm writing the spelling wrong. If I'm sorry, if it is wrong, then I'm sorry. But it's so it in romanization it is written like this. So this is wrong. Okay, like if I mean this is the romanization, and if you pronounce this sol, then if you pronounce this as sol, then it will be wrong because you find that here u is also there. So is it this? No, it is not sol. It is sol because here u is there. It's the romanization. No, it is sol. Okay, so ul. And this u you can find this as u or double o. Okay, so this thing you need to care that you don't have to depend on the romanization. I'm telling you the spell pronunciation of each and every o, yo, u, u, e. Okay, let's repeat in the chant. Aya, oyo, uyu, ear, e. Did I miss anyone? Okay, I think I missed O. Okay. Aya, oyo, uyu, ear, e. Okay. I know that this one is little confusing and you may not have understood like get this at the first, but yeah, you will understand its sound, its pronunciation, and everything in the further lessons. Okay, so don't worry. Just try practicing it, pronouncing it. Okay, so now let's move on to the second topic, that is combined vowels. And this is just uh, the combination of the basic vowels, and it also have and the last two I mean, we have the combination of basic vowel and combined vowel. And if you depend upon that combination adding and like if this is oo and this is e, then oo plus ed. Like you don't have to do like this because if you follow this, you're going to pronounce many words wrong. Okay, because this is v and this is ui, and this is u plus e should be ui, but ui is this one. That's why I would not suggest you to depend upon combination. Just memorize them. Okay, and the best way to memorize them and how I memorized them was just the chant. You can memorize them easily through the chant. Okay, so the pronunciation, let me tell you the pronunciation of each and every one twice, and then we'll make a chant. This is a, ye, ya, wa, wo, we, we, we. I have written it OA here because in romanization this is OA, and basically you cannot pronounce this OA. You have to pronounce this way, way, way. Okay. Basically these three, they almost sound same. Okay. And I'm going to make uh, one more video for this particular three because many people get confused on their sounds. So and right now just remember them as way 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 way. Okay, I'm going to make a new lesson like a short video for their pronunciation. Okay, and that may be in the form of YouTube shorts or just a normal video. Okay, so let's make a chant. A. Basically it should be at the place after this, and this should be at the place of this. Okay, so this has to be swiped. Okay, so I'm changing the order of these four. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, now let's make a chant. ye, ye, wa, wo, we, we. Okay, I'm not explaining these three sounds because it can take minutes. So I'm trying to the things in which people are mostly confused. I'm trying to avoid them in this lesson and make a separate video for them. Okay, and I'm going to make a separate video on these four also because some people find these sounds similar and confusing because this sound A and this also sound sometimes A. So I'm going to make a for new a video separate video for this. Okay, but for just now, repeat the chant. Ye, wa, wo, we. Okay? So let's move on to the basic consonants now. So basic consonants may be a little confusing for you because these sounds actually doesn't match to the English sound. Okay? So that is why I've written no sounds here. I've just simply put the vowel and you just need to understand the sound through the what you can listen. Okay, I'm going to clearly speak each and every sound 3 times so that you understand it, and also I'm going to write how it is sounded in English, the romanization in English, but actually that's not the same sound, it's a little different from it. Okay, so this one basically the romanization is G, G, the sound of G. Okay, it's not the G of like in the G of genuine. This is the sound of G in gun. G. Okay, the sound of G. But this is not actually G. This is G. 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 So here, this sound lies between G and G. Like it is like 70% G, 70% G and K 30% K. G is 70% and K is 30%. So this is G, G, G. So you are pronouncing K also a little bit. So this is now the romanization of this is N, N. And yeah, you can remember this G as this looks like a gun, right? If you this looks like a gun, if you complete it, so it starts from gun. And this you can memorize it as like you can remember this because it looks like L and the next letter to I mean the near letter the L, if you remove M then it's N, LMN, so N comes near to L, right? So this looks like L, so it has a little bit relation to N, so you can remember it like this. So this is N, N, N. So this is completely, it is almost the same. N, N, this is same. And this one may be confusing as this. So I'm putting the stars on those which are not exact same as in English and has a little difference and maybe you find them confusing. So this is the, the, the. This sound lies between the and the. It's not the and the. This is the and the. We have no sound like the in Korean. We just have the, the. So here we are pronouncing again 70% the and 30% the. The. This is the. And then this one, it is even more special. This is even more confusing, more special because this has two sounds. This indicates two sounds, and that depends upon its placement. And you're going to understand this in the second chapter and the fourth chapter because in second chapter we are going to study like the placements of a syllable. So on that it depends. Its pronunciation depends, but also because of the assimilation, maybe because of the assimilation, or it's like just like irregular consonant. It does not have any exception. The exception does not works on it always. It is like its own. It has its own sounds, so it can be r anytime or it can be l anytime. So it has two sounds, r and l, r and l, r and l. Okay, so I'm going to make a separate video on this also after we complete with the assimilation and the second chapter. Okay, so maybe this video this will come very late, and if you're watching this in future then go check out. Okay, so this is m, m. This is same as English, m, m, m. And this is b, but again the same thing that it lies between two sounds, 70% b and 30% p. This is b, 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 b. I hope you are understanding the sound. I know these are a little confusing, little difficult being a beginner, but yeah, just try practicing them because the correct pronunciation is the most important thing. But it is not so difficult. And just try, okay, trust me, it's not so difficult. Even if you're my student, then it's easy. I'm going to make it easy, and if you have confusion in any one of them, just comment me down, and I will try to clear your doubt in just the comment box, or maybe I will make a video on it. Now this one is s, but when this is attached with the vowel e, then it is she, but the lip movement is different. Okay, just say this not like she. You say the English she. This is she. Flatten your mouth, say it with a smile and closed teeth. She. Okay, but just remember this whenever this is with e vowel or with like a vowel which has y, then with those it has sh sound, but I will make a separate video on this. Okay, this is going to have a separate video. Okay, I'm going to make a separate video on these two. This will be coming soon. Okay, because this is important and I'm going to make a video on this, and you need to watch that video so that you understand. Then only you're going to understand its sound. Now this has no sound. This is just no sound. No sound means no sound. It is silent. So this is easy. It's just no sound. It's silent. And yeah, I'm not telling you the names of each. Like this is Giek. They all have their own names, but I won't tell you their names so that your focus should be only on the pronunciation. I don't want to make you focus on the names. That is why I'm not telling you their names. But I will tell you their names in the further videos, in the future videos, upcoming videos. I will be telling you the names of them. Okay, so just remember that you do not have any sound, but there will be a twist in second chapter, and that is very interesting about this ing vowel, ing consonant. I mean, now this is j, j. Okay, it is not like the English j, j. Okay, j. When you pronounce the English j, your lip movement is first round and then flat, but here j, j. Try to put the tongue between your both the teeth, upper and lower teeth, and flatten your mouth. Just smile with a smile. J, j, j. Okay, that is how it's pronounced. And then we have this is now these are the aspirated sounds. Okay, these are the aspirated sounds. So this is k. k. I'm writing in the raised to power position the h because it's not complete like k. It is not k. It is k. K. So this represents the aspiration. Like you're throwing out some air. You're puffing out some air. Okay. This is k, and this is t. T. This lies. It is not th and it is not th. This lies between them. Okay. T. T. And this is p. P. This is p. P. And then we have h. H. So this is not h. So when you pronounce this, you're releasing some air. Automatically, some air is flowing out of your mouth. H. 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 Try to pronounce it. Try. Just try this, and you will feel the air coming out, like you're puffing out some air. Okay, and then we have ch. Ch, but it is not always ch. This is sometimes pronounced as ch also, and sometimes as ch also. Okay, so if you found like somewhere it is pronouncing ch and somewhere pronouncing as h, ch. What's the exact sound? So I know this is a little confusing, but just it has it can be ch also, it can be ch also. That depends upon the word. Okay, somewhere it is ch, so it is also irregular type of thing. Okay, now we have double consonants. I've not written the double consonants. I'm going to write them for you. So we have 5 double consonants. And yeah, one thing I didn't tell you on purpose, that in this modern era we just have 24 consonants. 24 Hangul letters, because it's difficult to learn all the 40, but it's actually not so difficult to learn all the 40. And if you do not learn all the 40, then you're going to mispronounce many things. So you need to learn the combined vowels also. In this modern era, people have just adopted the double consonants and the combined vowels, but they're actually so important to learn. If you don't learn them, then you're going to pronounce many words wrong. So it's better not to focus on the 24, just learn all of them. If you learn all of them, then you're going to have good benefit. Okay, so let's move on to the double consonants. It is, oh, sorry, this is g, g, this is double g, this is, and then we have the, the, and then, okay, so it's about the and the, double the. I'm going to tell you the pronunciations, wait. Okay, and then we have b plus b, b plus b, to b, and then we have, I don't know the order of double consonants, but I'm just writing. So you just have to focus on the here. Just focus on the pronunciations. Okay, so they are a little confusing. And yeah, double consonants have some things special that I cannot explain right now, but I'm going to explain them in one lesson. I'm going to tell you about the difference between, like, if this is one g, and the difference between these three, like such kind of videos. So these videos I will make for uh, these three, this and this. I will make the video. Okay, so you don't need to worry if you're not getting it, because I'm going to make a separate good explanation video. A very long explanation video. No, that video won't be so long, but like a good explanation will be there, and a long explanation, so that you can understand everything perfectly. It's difficult to make you explain each and everything in just one video. Okay, so this is g, g, g. This is g, g. If I give you an example, so this would be Imnika. So imnika is an example. Okay, imnika, imnika. Okay, two K's. Sound of k, k, and then we have sound of th. It is double th, th, th. We have th and like not th. We have t, t, and we have the. Okay, and we have the. What's the difference between these three? I'm going to make a separate video for them. And then we have P, double P, P, P. And example of this is, okay, let me give you the example of this one also. It can be Otto, Otto. Okay, it can be Otto. Otto means how. And then this is, yeah, Imnika. I didn't tell you the meaning of Imnika. I just studied this in grammar recently. This is, I think, I learned this in question words, I think. So this is something related to question. I'm not getting the exact meaning right now in my mind, but just forget about this. Just focus on here, okay? Don't go on the vocabulary. Okay, so a good example of this one would be a word that all of you may have heard. That is Opa and Appa. It is not Appa, it is Appa. Appa. Oppa means if you're a girl and if we want to say like a girl says her older brother Oppa and father, I mean dad in Korean is Appa. Dad is Appa. Father is Avuchi and dad is Appa. Okay? You may have heard Oppa if you're a K-pop fan. And if we go on this has the sound of devil is s, s, s. Okay? Like a word, a grammatical word it is there. Okay, in present, in the tenses, there's a word, but I won't confuse you right now with so much vocabulary. So let's just leave it. And J also, sorry, double J, 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 J. Okay, so these are just tensed sounds, tensed sounds. Okay, G, T, P, S, J. Okay, I hope you've understood the sounds. If you do understood the sounds, then let me know in the comment any doubt. That can be if you have 10 doubts, if you have 20 doubts, don't matter. Just comment because if you're learning Korean, then you will have doubts for sure. And clearing them is the most important thing. So that is for today. I'm going to make mm, many videos on the particular consonants and double consonants because they have some confusions. So being a beginner, you need to watch them. Then only you're going to sound like a native. Okay, so let's name this series of Hangul as Sound Like a Native. Okay, because if you watch this complete series of Sound Like a Native, then you're actually going to sound like a native. Okay, so we have, let's make it a complete 35 minutes session and we have for 30 minutes, 30-40 seconds left. I mean, 30-40 seconds left. So, yes, just comment your doubts, okay? And on specific terms, I would be arranging some live streams also for your doubts, but that will be not soon. It will be after a long time, okay? If I find comments with doubts, then I will arrange it for you guys on a particular time, so like a cooperative time. Okay, so that is it for today. If you enjoyed the video and understood the video, then like it and give your feedback in the comments. Thank you for watching. Annyeong!